Imagine you're scrolling through your phone one morning and you notice, poof, that message thread from last night isn't there.
Gone.
Auto-deleted. In the world of Hollywood's high-stakes drama, that vanishing act just became a headline. Because that's exactly the twist in the tangled case between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Allegations that Baldoni's team used the encrypted app Signal, which offers auto-deleting messages, in the midst of a lawsuit. Funny enough, in most of our lives, auto-delete means that embarrassing GIF you sent at 2 a.m. disappears. But here, it might mean crucial legal evidence disappears. What happens when the messages you should have seen the light of day simply vanish? Let's dive in. In December 2024, Lively filed a complaint accusing Baldoni and his production company of sexual harassment, retaliation, and orchestrating a smear campaign against her. Baldoni quickly struck back, filing a massive lawsuit against Lively, her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and others, alleging defamation, contract interference, and more. And in the middle of all this, the claim that someone switched to the delete setting, which raises the question, what kind of messages were being deleted and why? Curious? Keep watching because the next section uncovers the auto-delete allegation. According to court filings, Baldoni's team, including a studio and associated PR firms, allegedly used Signal's auto-delete feature to talk about case matters. Messages that vanish by design. One filing stated, defendants have hit the ball at every turn in the discovery process, either failing to produce documents or improperly cloaking them in the attorney-client privilege. And for good measure, conversations were moved to an auto-deleting platform and evidence was destroyed. If you're watching this thinking, so what? I delete my WhatsApp threads all the time. Fair. But in legal terms, deleting communication that may relate to a dispute can raise dozens of red flags, especially when the other side claims there was a coordinated smear campaign and retaliation. So, what's really going on in those disappearing messages? What's being hidden, or perhaps just softly erased? The next section explores the opposing side and the lawyer's response. Her attorney said the following, that there is substantial evidence of a retaliatory campaign executed as planned. They accused Baldoni's camp of systematically failing to produce documents and hiding behind privileges. Basically, we know you're hiding something. On the flip side, Baldoni's side denies the claims about orchestrating a negative campaign via secret messages. They say the online criticism of Lively came naturally from regular people, not by any campaign orchestrated by us. Relatable anecdote. Think of a group chat among friends. You might delete a message you regret, but only because you mistyped LOL and meant OMG. Multiply that by tens of millions of dollars and global press coverage, and suddenly the stakes are insane. But is deleting messages always proof of wrongdoing? Nope. Next section digs into why the stunt matters and what it could mean. In legal proceedings, there's something called spoliation of evidence, basically destroying or hiding evidence that might be relevant. Let's break down why the claim of auto-deleted messages matters. Loss of transparency. If messages are auto-deleted, what's left? A skeleton of communications. That creates suspicion. What did you erase that you shouldn't have? It undermines credibility. Discovery issues. When both sides are required to hand over documents, emails, messages, etc., and one side uses a disappearing platform for communications, the other side can argue they were unfairly prevented from accessing key information. So, the vanishing messages angle isn't just gossip, it has real implications. But wait, there's more, and next we ask, what does the timeline tell us? It helps to map the story. Here's a quick, somewhat simplified, timeline of key events. December 2024. Blake Lively accuses Baldoni and others of sexual harassment, retaliation, and orchestrating a smear campaign. Around the same time, Baldoni files billion-dollar-plus defamation/extortion suit against Lively, Reynolds, PR folks, etc. Early 2025, discovery disputes launch. Who has what messages?
Who deleted what?
October 2025. Just recently filings allege that Baldoni's team used Signal's auto-delete feature to avoid scrutiny. Auto-delete allegations come after major filings and discovery issues. The longer things drag on, the more momentum each side has to shape public narrative. Lively's side accuses Baldoni's team of a smear campaign, hiding evidence, manipulating messages. Baldoni's side claims Lively orchestrated the narrative, leveraged media, and that she's trying to rewrite the story about what happened. Everyone wants to be in control of how this story is told. Okay, so you're not a Hollywood actor with a $400 million lawsuit, but you are someone whose messages, communications, and story matter. Here are practical tips inspired by this case. Keep important communications accessible. If you're negotiating, managing a project, or discussing something with significant consequence, avoid relying on self-erasing platforms unless both parties know and agree. Back up key threads. Save screenshots or exports of conversations with legal or privacy compliance in mind. Think, if this matter escalates, will I be able to prove what I said? Document decisions and approvals, especially in business or creative projects. Who approved what, when? Can you show the chain of communication? If messages auto-erase, that record disappears. Know your legal rights. If you ever face a dispute, make sure you understand discovery rules, spoliation potential, and how deleting communications might hurt you later. If you do these things, you're less vulnerable to the "I lost the messages" trap. But what about the human side? That's the next section. So, where does this case go from here? The legal trial for the Lively Baldoni matter is set for March 2026 in New York. But between now and then, discovery battles, public statements, mediation potential, and yes, the auto-delete allegation will likely keep circling. Here are key questions to keep in mind. Will the court compel production of the deleted/undisclosed messages? Will either side face sanctions for destroying or hiding communications? How much will the public narrative and social media affect the legal outcome? Whether you're in a high-stakes Hollywood headlines or simply juggling project emails and team chats, what you communicate, how you communicate, and whether you preserve it matters. If you walked away with just one thing, let it be this: deletion isn't just deletion. It can be silence. And silence often speaks the loudest. I invite you to ask yourself, are your messages safe? Are you clear on what you're saying, to whom, and whether you'd want those communications to stand up in a worst-case scenario? If not, start today. Create a backup habit, document key conversations, think about narrative control, and treat your digital words like they might be tomorrow's evidence. And if you found this article helpful, share it. Tag a friend who's about to start a project, initiate a business deal, or simply needs a reminder. Messages matter. Drop a comment too. What's your biggest takeaway? Have you ever deleted a message and later regretted it? Let's make the conversation real.